Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome SUD Talk speaker, Dr. John Dyben.
Good evening. About 13 years ago, a man named Frank was talking to a professional about his concerns for his 75-year-old father. Frank's father was a good man. He lived a full life. He had lots of friends, and he dearly loved his family, especially his grandchildren. They were the light of his life. A couple of years before this conversation happened, Frank's mother passed away, and Frank's father began drinking heavily. He eventually developed alcoholism, and as a result of this disease, Frank's father began to lose his health, his friends, and even his ability to fully relate and connect to his family and his grandchildren, who he loved so much. Frank was talking to this professional, and he was asking him, how can I get my dad help? How can I get treatment for my dad? And this person's answer essentially was this: Frank, your dad has lived a good life for 75 years. Why not just let him be comfortable? Just let the old man have his booze. He's earned it. And I want to tell you that this professional who said this was a good person, a caring person, and was well-intended. But she had unfortunately bought into two myths that many of us in this room may be buying into, whether consciously or unconsciously. And I want to tell you that these myths are causing millions of older adults in our country to suffer in silence today. The first myth is the idea that somehow addiction is comfortable in older age. I want to tell you that at any age, addiction is a living hell. And this belief that it's comfortable lets us rest in this idea that the problem doesn't belong in this population. You see, when addiction hits young people, we see the ravages of the disease every day. It's in our face. It's in crime. It's in DUIs. It's in failure to fulfill life obligations and such. But when older adults suffer from addiction, they often are suffering in the silence and the solitude of their own home, away from our eyes, our ears, and our experience. The second myth is the unspoken myth of discount people. It's the idea that a lot of us hold, whether we realize it or not, that at some point it is possible to reach an age or a stage in life where you become of less value, where your ability to fully engage life somehow becomes less important. And the insidious nature of this myth is that most people who believe it aren't aware of it. If I'm going to be completely honest with you, I'll tell you that 13 years ago, when I heard that person say, let the old man have his booze, he's earned it, I bought it. It made sense to me. I thought, yeah, that sounds right. Not because I'm cold or callous or uncaring, but because I had not given full thought to what it means when I say that I believe that all people are deserving of dignity. You see, dignity comes from the Latin word dignus, and it means worthy. Worthy to be alive. When we say that all people are deserving of dignity, we are saying that all human beings, regardless of race or gender or creed or color or age, are worthy and deserving of not mere existence, but of the highest possible quality of life. Today, nearly 2.8 million older adults in the United States are suffering from some type of alcohol use disorder or alcoholism. That number is expected to fully double by the end of this decade. 2.5 million older adults are abusing or addicted to prescription medications. This means that today millions of older adults are having an increase in health problems with a simultaneous decrease in their ability to connect to their loved ones and to find meaning in life. So my call tonight is simple. Ask yourself, what do I believe about addiction as it's related to older adults? Do you, like me, have you bought into this idea that somehow addiction is comfortable for older adults? Do you give silent consent to the myth that there is a point in life when our ability to fully engage in life becomes less important? If so, then I call you tonight. Change your mind and challenge these myths wherever you see them in our society. I call all of us tonight to openly begin to talk about the thing that we don't talk about, which is addiction in older adults. I challenge all of us tonight to make the commitment that we will not leave anyone behind in the battle against addiction. I challenge all of us to consciously say, live, and believe that there is no such thing as a discount human being. Thank you.